All right. Guess you're too lazy to chant Gutfeld. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. It's January, and he still doesn't have a date for the prom. Host of the Guy Benson Show, Guy Benson. He was kicked off his high school wrestling team when they found out he was 40. Host of the Jim Norton Can't Save You podcast, comedian Jim Norton. He's the lead anchor on Fox and Friends First, which is like being the lead anchor on the Titanic, Todd Pyro. She often gives to the homeless, but enough about her exes. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, Carol Duke. Yeah, that's my brain. All right. Before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
Yeah, it's Leftovers, where I read the jokes that we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading them. So if they suck, we'll dress Joe Mackey up as a penguin and send him to a penguin slaughterhouse. Not much to explain there. All right, to encourage them to join the United States, President Trump is considering paying each Greenland resident $100,000. So if you do the math, this could cost the U.S. $100,000. According to reports, the Iran regime is cracking. Protesters are so grateful for American support, they've switched from chanting death to America to chanting severe bodily harm to America. To appease protesters, the Iranian government is giving its citizens a stimulus of $7 a month, which amounts to $84 a year, or as my writers call it, their annual bonus. The U.S. Department of War is telling a Toronto sex store to stop sending butt plugs to Bahrain, which caused one man to cancel his vacation to Bahrain. A Florida man was only sentenced to community service after being arrested for urinating down on several victims from a rooftop bar, prompting one man to no longer hang out below a rooftop bar. Mouth is open. No, it is. You can tell. Vice President Vance announced he's hiring a new assistant AG position whose entire job will be investigating fraud. And one man has already applied for the job. The U.S. is on pace for the largest one-year drop in murders ever recorded. But some credit this drop to advanced surgical techniques in the city's emergency rooms. And I can attest to that. Bullets aren't the only thing they're good at removing. Wow.
It's an attack on you.
I don't know, man, but that's not the response I expected. It wasn't even of disgust. They were upset by that joke. No, it doesn't even merit being upset. They were just disappointed.
Yeah.
New research shows that husbands will exercise more if their wife is the higher earner at work, which is why I say you should only date homeless chicks. Actress Rose McGowan claimed that executives on her TV show Charmed would check her weight each season, which obviously seems wrong. The actress could be fit and trim and still be ugly. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani says he is working to ensure that World Cup tickets are available to all, with many New Yorkers saying, "I don't respond to threats." A man on horseback roped in a loose cow in Oklahoma City. Luckily, he was able to lasso it and get it back to work on time at ABC Studios. Now we're back in the place you're comfortable with. Internet critics mocked a woman who boasted she had read 120 low-quality books in a single year. Meanwhile, one man was also mocked for writing 120 low-quality books in a single year. According to the New York Post, young men aren't approaching women anymore, claiming they don't want to come across as creepy. They should take my advice. Sneak up on them while they're sleeping. New Mexico police have launched an effort to recruit more lady cops, but sadly, they spend most of the training explaining the right to remain silent. I fist bump you at home. Mayor Mamdani appointed New York City's first ever lesbian fire chief. Finally, they figured out a way to beat the cops at softball. Finally, according to a recent study in 2025, The View had 128 liberal guests and just 2 conservative ones. And those 2 were the forklift operators needed to load their studio audience. All right. That was fun, huh? Monologue time. So Trump just dropped new dietary guidelines, complete with an updated inverted pyramid. But the new guide also does away with the previous suggested amounts of alcohol of 2 drinks per day for men and 1 for women. And it's about damn time, said one lady. But I wonder, is alcohol a social lubricant that brings people together?
So alcohol is a social lubricant that brings people together. In the best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol, but it does allow people an excuse to bond and socialize, and there's probably nothing healthier than having a good time with friends in a safe way. If you look at the blue zones, for example, around the world where people live the longest, alcohol is sometimes part of their diet. Again, small amounts, taken very judiciously and usually in a celebratory fashion. So there is alcohol on these dietary guidelines, but the implication is don't have it for breakfast.
Don't have it for breakfast? That's insane. I can only enjoy Fox and Friends after a 5th of vodka. But the key takeaway from Oz, alcohol helps with social interaction, especially if you're unattractive and there's too many well-lit rooms, huh? It's true. In my life, alcohol helped me in many ways. It was the only way I got through having to talk to my attractive female co-pilots. And what a nice change to hear the government go from stay 6 feet apart to make it a double and who's the dame with the peach-shaped ass. And I get the real concern that birth rates have hit an all-time low in 2024. But is this the right solution or a temporary fix for a generation that's withdrawn into a combination of lockdowns, smartphones, and the internet? It's as if we've given up as a species, one that will be extinct faster than the delicious snow leopards I ordered from my poacher. You know, one of the first challenges you face as a young person is approach anxiety. It's hard to meet people when you're shy. So Oz points out the obvious, try liquid courage. But then you create a new problem when it works, because it will for a time. But once you start relying on booze for confidence, there's no going back. Pretty soon, you're the vice president of the United States. Alcohol can be a cheat code for a social life until it becomes your whole life, then it's poison. But maybe we're realizing in the array of poisons, it might be the least of the worst when you consider the overwhelming consumption of porn, video games, and legalized absurdly potent pot. Maybe we're exchanging one milder toxin for ones that are worse. Not to mention the fact that we've seen countless stories of how Gen Z men are no longer approaching women. Doesn't help that many Gen Z men are identifying as women, and many women are identifying as Democrats. And we've seen how countries around the world have tried to address collapsing birth rates. Japan is paying people to have kids. Europe is importing people from cultures that hate everything they stand for. Meanwhile, here we're told that men are toxic, women don't need men, and that kids were just another set of carbon footprints who their pants and need fresh water in their bowls every morning. We're heading toward becoming a country of bitter single people who find comfort in Cats and Law and Order reruns. So it's no wonder we stopped reproducing. How are young people going to afford kids when they can't afford college, a home, or the taxes that fund fake daycares for illegals? And I get it. It always seems like it's not the right time to have kids, and then one day you wake up and you're 50. But there's not ever the perfect time. And I'm not just saying that because I just became a dad and that I've been given $1 million by both Coors and Pampers. So I understand the concern to jumpstart the mating process with booze, especially if you're no George Clooney or Greg Gutfeld. It's true, 10 drinks can turn Taylor Swift into a 6.5. And it's the thing that can give virgins hope that, well, someday they can make it to first base. Guy, I have mixed feelings about this. A social interaction is extremely healthy, but drinking is not. So is it the answer to an introverted, ambivalent generation?
Well, I would say in solidarity with Gen Z men, I too am no longer approaching women. I love the announcement from Dr. Oz because he's basically saying, I'm not a normal CMS administrator, I'm a cool CMS administrator because now drinking is okay. And he had all sorts of caveats in there saying, ideally, you shouldn't drink at all and drink just a little bit. But you know, everyone is only listening to the pro-drinking parts of that, saying, oh, in the parts of the world where people live long, they drink a lot.
Yes.
So I feel like we're probably going to get an uptick in alcohol consumption, which I'm generally okay with, as long as you point out it doesn't go too far.
I love when they always say these cultures that drink live longer as if there are no other variables involved. It's just the booze. That's science. So, Jim, you are a sober guy. You haven't had a drink in years. Did booze ever work for you when you were drinking?
Not real. I mean, no, it did. I mean, it was confidence for a little while, and then it's like I wake up the next day, oh, another fat girl.
And you're talking about victims.
Well, no, she wasn't happy. That was what she said to me because I was like a lesbian. No, you know, for me, the confidence came, but it went quickly. You know what I mean? Like it was false. It was for a little while. People who can do it healthy, enjoy it. I just find a thin pair of sweatpants and a Viagra works just as well.
And what are you wearing? Kat, you know, do you remember, did you ever lie to a doctor about how many drinks you drank? I did. I had to do that all the time. They'd go like, how many do you drink? And I would say, you know, 5 to 7. And they'd go like, a week? I'd go, no. What are you talking about?
No, I never did.
Oh, you did?
No. I mean, I think that this also is just acknowledging reality. I don't know that I've ever met anybody who has exactly 1 drink a day.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't drink very often just because it doesn't really fit into my life anymore. I'll go several weeks without even thinking about it. But there's like a handful of times where it's like I don't have any childcare or work responsibilities that day or the next day, and then I'm like, okay, I'll have some drinks. I'm not gonna have just one. And I think that for most people, you have to decide what kind of relationship with it works for you, and I think this is just acknowledging that. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's not good for you to drink poison, but it's also really fun to drink poison sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I heard Dr. Oz say there's nothing healthier than having a good
time with friends.
Yes,
right? That's what I heard.
It is. And there are the handful of times when I have been like, wow, I had a lot of fun last night. It was really good for me to see that I still have that in me to be fun a handful of times.
You know, Todd, I read in your bio that you said you were allergic to alcohol and that when you drink, you break out in racist opinions.
But that you still drink every day.
Yes! You probably don't. You get up so early to host a show no one watches, so you probably...
Stop it. Who here watches my show? Thank you.
To be fair, they kept the Fox on when they fell asleep after mine.
I don't care, as long as we get the ratings points. I take umbrage with what Guy Benson said. I feel like you're very pro-Dr. Oz in this discussion. And I am very anti-Dr. Oz in this discussion.
Why?
And it's for this reason. Don't tell me not to have booze for breakfast. I anchor a show at 5 a.m. If I want to get turned at 6 a.m., it's my friggin' right to do so.
Do you ever do that after? No, you don't do that.
That said, I don't do it, but I have had booze, a lot of booze, with one member on this panel, and I think Kat Timpf will acknowledge I'm a pretty good time when I get lit.
Yeah.
Kat?
Yeah, that was before the babe. That was like 1 month before I got pregnant, actually.
There's absolutely no way you can have a hangover.
I went out with Todd and all of his friends, and they were all like bros and like talking to each other like bros.
Jeez.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, you know what they were. You know what they were doing when they got home.
Kat, are you
Did
sure?
anybody get that except for me?
Are you sure it was a month before you got pregnant?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I
want to make sure the timeline's correct here.
Yeah.
I got pregnant without alcohol because I'm just like really fun.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.